had been 3 weeks since Dennis's incident at the quarry. He had been sent to do Billy shunting while Billy enjoyed Dennis's work at the quarry. The shunting of Hank's trucks was mediocre and sloppy. Dennis was not paying any attention to the truck's assigned locations. The yard manager was too busy yelling at Horace to notice Dennis's mistake.
What's the use of all this work? Why can't Raymond just take the cargo himself? What do you need me for? I'm spraying it for.
Hank arrived to confusion. Dennis, is my train ready? Yes, your train is ready. Little did Hank know that Dennis had given him the wrong trucks. Thank you, Dennis. As if things couldn't get worse, Dennis had another trick up his sleeve. Dennis had used a shortcut to arrive at a signal box before Hank. It was the signalman's first day on the job, and he didn't know Dennis was a mischievous engine. Signalman, can you switch Hank onto a siding? I need to get through. The signalman reluctantly obliged while Dennis chuckled to himself. Hank roared by, looking confused. This is strange. The line was old and rusty and looked as if it had not been touched in years. Unfortunately, due to the truck's giggling, Hank did not hear the track buckling behind him. Shall we continue? Might as well. Hank came to a stop at the end of the line where an old shed sat.
Go away.
What's that?
Keep out.
Is someone in here?
I said go away.
I'm not gonna hurt you. There's nothing to be afraid of.
But there is.
I don't want to harm you, and my controller would never hurt an engine.
I feel the horrors of the world.
Can you at least give me a hint of who you are?
Ugly but kind. A little red one described me.
Still not ringing a bell. Please, just tell me your name.
Neil. My name is Neil. I haven't talked to another engine in at least 40 years. Please.
Would you like to work on a railway again? To be free from all your stresses and have friends?
I wish to remain here.
Will you please come out? There's nothing scary about our railway.
The world scares me.
Come on, let's get you out.
I can't. My firebox hasn't been lit in years.
My controller will be very happy to see.
What did I say? No.
You know what? I think you're lonely. You can come work with us. We make good friends.
Do you trust me?
Of course. Hank's driver and fireman worked quickly. They attached strong cables between Hank's cowcatcher and Neil, and Hank progressed backwards with Neil attached. As they were moving down the line, they began chatting. So what was it like in the old days?
My brothers, Clive, Matthew and I worked on the solar and mainland railway. Clive was shitty, while Matthew was a maverick. My best friend, Andrew, was owned by the Wellsworth and Sudbury Railway. We saw each other often.
What happened to your brothers? Neil sighed.
In 1921, Clive, Matthew and I were sent to the scrapyards. My controller told us that we had a shunting job there, but instead, some men with scrappers' torches began cutting us up. My driver knew he had to do something. We escaped the scrapyard faster than you could ever imagine. We fled to the nearby Pale Godred line and hid in a siding with a shed. I remained there until you found me.
And what about Andrew?
I don't know where he is now, but I do know he has not been scrapped.
Hank was about to reply when he felt a jolt and his truck started to derail. Whoa! Hank and Neil were stuck. The track they were on had split completely.
Harold the helicopter had just landed when he saw Billy. A fine morning to you. And to you too. How was the quarry? Splendid. Mavis and Fergus were so helpful. I haven't seen Hank on the main line. I wonder if Dennis has anything to do with this. He probably does, though. You better investigate the goods line. Ta-ta! Harold took off in a whir, leaving Billy hopeful of Hank's return. Hank, where are you? A harmonic whistle responded to Harold's call.
Hello, Harold. What do you need?
Hank's gone missing. Have you seen him?
As a matter of fact, I have. He went down an old line a while ago. I don't have the slightest clue what I did, though.
As Harold flew above the old line, he saw a derailed freight train and an engine he'd never seen before. What do we have here? Oh, we're trapped. I found this engine named Neil. You might call it, a rescue mission. Looks like more like a double rescue to me. I have to rescue you both. Soon, both engines were back on the rails and had returned to the sheds where the manager, Billy, and Dennis were waiting.
Harold has told me of your valiant efforts, Hank. I would give you no coat of paint, but the railway can't afford new paint. Now that I think of it, this was Dennis's fault. He was the one that told the naive signalman to divert Hank onto a siding.
And how do you know this information?
Stanley told me. Dennis, your trick has positively backfired, though I do not know whether to give 3 cheers or punish you.
The engines chuckled. Next, the manager turned to Neil. She sighed.
I don't have the money to buy you, Neil.
But I do. Just then, a purple engine steamed in with a man who looked glad. My name is Burnett Stone, and I'm interested in purchasing Neil. Neil, would you like to work with Lady on our line?
It's very peaceful.
Neil felt very pleased.
And I'd be away from all the horror.
Of course, you will be a perfect addition to the line.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I must thank you, Hank. Without you, I wouldn't have been rescued from that horrid shed.
No problem, friend. Neil was sent to the Great Waterton line, and there he stayed. It was a nice change for him indeed. He still visits his Rhyndale friends who made him feel useful again. Now Neil loves his line and has made firm friends with Lady and is the happiest engine on all the island of Sodor.